Hey, wait a minute here. Who's doing who a favor? Who called who up begging for a sub?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for those instances of cinematic nudity that combined titillation with sociological ramifications. Number 20, Puppets, Team America, World Police.
I promise, I will never die.
Does it matter, really, that Team America World Police actually wasn't the first film to showcase intimate puppet action? Not really, because the other one that we can think of is an obscure 1976 adult film titled Let My Puppets Come. That leaves this feature from South Park creators Trey Parker and Matt Stone to do a lot of the heavy lifting with regard to edge-pushing on-screen puppet nudity and sensuality.
Lisa, you're the most amazing person I've ever met. It's only been a short time, but I think that I'm completely in love.
Shh. Let's not talk.
The film as a whole does a great job at playing things intentionally straight, while also knowing when to go all out on the silliness. It's an execution that essentially walked so 2018's The Happy Time Murders could run.
I have something for that.
Hey, what's gotten into you?
I'm hoping you...
Number 19, Oliver Reed and Alan Bates, Women in Love.
The Italians vulgarly say it stands for the female part, the fig fruit, the fissure, the yoni.
There's just something about the music of Georges Delerue and Michael Garrett that helps make this infamous scene from 1969's Women in Love just a little uneasy. The swelling orchestra seems to blend in with Oliver Reed and Alan Bates' nude wrestling match as both men jockey for position.
I don't care how it is as long as I feel that.
Fulfilled.
Yes, I suppose it could be fulfilled.
Themes of fraternal love are mixed with notions of sex as both men tussle in front of a roaring fire. The ending leaves more questions than answers, as Bates brings up a possibility of the pair swearing undying love, a proposition of which Reed seems unsure. It's boundary-pushing stuff, particularly for 1969, a well-shot juxtaposition of personal close-ups and voyeuristic long shots from the camera.
Would you like a bath?
Number 18, Everyone, Cannibal Holocaust.
I wonder who the real cannibals are.
This is the infamous line uttered by Robert Kerman during the finale of 1980's Cannibal Holocaust, an infamous exploitation movie with a disturbing legacy of carnage. There's also an excessive amount of nudity within the film, although here it's not exactly designed for titillation. Instead, the movie combines a travelogue-style amount of nature footage alongside legitimate Amazonian tribespeople hired as actors. Cannibal Holocaust helped make grim history as a pioneer of the found footage genre of filmmaking, while the unsimulated animal deaths and graphic on-screen violence was so controversial that it got the film banned in multiple countries. The director, Ruggero Deodato, was even accused of making a snuff film, to the point where he was required to prove his actors were still alive.
I'm gonna try to scare him away with this. I hope it works.
Number 17, The Shower Girls, Porky's. The history of the sex comedy dates back decades, but there was one film that did a lot of heavy lifting when it came to codifying certain tropes. Porky's was a smash hit when it first hit screens back in 1981, making $160 million. VCRs weren't exactly commonplace within the average home yet, so lascivious movie fans still had to sojourn to a theatre in order to take in scantily clad flesh. Porky's, to its credit, delivered everything that it promised, from future star Kim Cattrall's energetic sex scene to the girls that are spied on during their shower.
Oh, still, man. She's coming for it. Oh, boy, she really wants it.
It's a very un-PC movie that would probably not get made today, but a lot of people were taking notes and following in its footsteps.
Was there an echo here?
Well, they're for you.
For me, what am I gonna do with them?
Well, we thought you'd like to wear one today.
Number 16, Lena Nyman and Borje Alstedt, I Am Curious, Yellow.
Då?
Män.
Män. Samlar du på män?
Nej, men jag har gjort.
The release of I Am Curious Yellow in the United States resulted in waves of both censorship and controversy. This was thanks to the Swedish film's unfettered approach to displaying human sexuality on screen, during an era where the restrictive Hollywood Hays Code was finally being lifted. Leads Lena Nyman and Börje Alstedt show it all on screen, with one of the debates during this time being whether or not I Am Curious Yellow was pornographic. The phrase, "I know it when I see it," may have been popularized by a Supreme Court justice 3 years earlier, but Nyman and Alstedt's nude scenes made a lot of people want to see exactly what all the hype was about with I Am Curious Yellow.
Vadå går? Klart det går. Nej. Det är klart att det går.
Number 15, Jane Birkin, Blow Up.
Couldn't you give us just a couple of minutes?
A couple of minutes? I haven't even got a couple of minutes to have my appendix out.
This movie wasn't the first to display pubic hair on screen, but it did make waves for doing so within the confines of a major, commercially viable picture. Michelangelo Antonioni was considered a hero of Italian neo-realism, yet Blow Up could also appeal to the non-art house crowd, thanks to its psychological murder mystery. This was also the on-screen debut of It girl Jane Birkin, the singer/actress who inspired the Birkin bag, while also serving as a muse for artists like Serge Gainsbourg.
You weren't expecting us, were you?
No.
It was Birkin's brief flash of pubic hair within Blow Up that made some in the audience do a double take, just to make sure they didn't miss anything.
Right, let's move out.
But you haven't taken any photos.
No, I'm too whacked. That's your own fault.
Number 14, Hedy Lamarr, Ecstasy. Sometimes it takes years or even decades for certain films to be appreciated as formative turning points within a medium. Hedy Lamarr's appearance in the 1933 film Ecstasy made history with its close-up scenes of nudity. Perhaps of more significant importance, however, is the depiction of Lamarr as enjoying sexual pleasure, a scene that helped cinema break free, at least a little, from the male gaze. Further leaps forward would, of course, be required, but Lamarr's performance in Ecstasy is largely seen today by critics as incredibly forward-thinking for its era. Number 13, Sally Hawkins and A Fishman, The Shape of Water. It speaks volumes that the self-professed monster kid, Guillermo del Toro, felt it fit to include a not-so-subtle reference to Universal's Gillman as his romantic lead in 2017's The Shape of Water. Here, it's the humans that feel monstrous, while our creature that's not from the Black Lagoon finds a partner in the shape of co-star Sally Hawkins. Del Toro's adoration of monsters, their misunderstanding, and their plight ties into the love scene that's shot for the picture. It's a beautiful sequence within a film that, very often, also dwells within the unfortunate prevalence of human cruelty. Number 12, Fred Ward, Maria de Medeiros, and Uma Thurman, Henry and June.
My life. Sometimes I think I need something else. An older man, a man stronger than I am.
You like to make me suffer.
Somebody had to be first. Henry and June from 1990 was the first film to be saddled with a brand new rating from the Motion Picture Association of America, an NC-17. This was thanks primarily to the film's heavy erotic nature, since it was loosely based upon the writings of Anais Nin. The latter is considered to be a pioneer when it comes to female-focused erotica.
He's a man life intoxicates. He's like me, but he doesn't know it yet.
While the film version featured explicit nudity from its stars Uma Thurman, Maria de Medeiros, and Fred Ward, this set the stage for future NC-17 films to push for further acceptance within the very complicated world of movie ratings and politics.
We should go away somewhere together, where there's lots of snow.
Number 11, Anne Bancroft, The Graduate.
Mrs. Robinson, you're trying to seduce me.
The new New Hollywood movement of the 1960s and 70s saw a space where commercially successful films also appealed to the intellectual side of a growing audience. The Graduate was one of the most important examples from this era.
Ben, what are you doing?
Although the famous bit of nudity from co-star Anne Bancroft was actually achieved by utilising a body double, this takes absolutely nothing away from the film's impact, however, particularly how The Graduate examines its lead, Benjamin Braddock, and his feelings of listlessness. Ben's brief affair with Mrs. Robin ultimately leaves him unfulfilled, but the scene went on to help define not only the marketing of The Graduate, but also a growing public desire for counterculture voices in cinema.
Did you understand what I said?
Let me out.
Did you understand what I said?
Yes, let me out.
Number 10, Kate Winslet, Titanic.
The last thing I need is another picture of me looking like a porcelain doll. As a paying customer,
Kate Winslet has gone on the record stating that the aftermath of this nude scene for 1997's Titanic was personally very difficult for her. The actress received a lot of media attention for the sequence where she poses nude during a portrait session with her co-star Leonardo DiCaprio. Titanic is seen today as one of the most watched and most owned movies of all time, making Winslet's nude scene one of the most viewed in modern memory.
So serious.
The sequence remains artistically shot and without any of the prurient or exploitable elements often associated with these types of scenes.
It was the most erotic moment of my life. Up until then, at least.
Number 9, Jason Segel, Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Hey, you got here fast.
Segel truly bears it all in this scene in more ways than one. This famous moment from Forgetting Sarah Marshall is equal parts hilarious and heartbreaking. After confidently strutting in to shake his snake at his girlfriend, Segel's character is faced with an unexpected breakup, as is the thrust of the rest of the film, pun intended.
I've been feeling for a long time that we've been growing apart, and we're leading different lives.
The nudity in this scene is not only extremely bold and comedically acted, but it's also based on a real experience from Segel's own life. With that in mind, it's hard to imagine a more vulnerable performance. It's no surprise that this nude scene has been remembered so vividly since its release.
But maybe if we just held each other or something, you would remember what it's like to be with me.
No.
Number 8, Michael Fassbender and Carey Mulligan, Shame.
Morning. Nice earring. Hot date.
It's a question as old as the acting profession itself. Is this nudity essential to the plot? Well, this definitely is the case with regards of 2011's Shame, and it stars Michael Fassbender and Carey Mulligan. The topic of sex addiction is one that's laid bare, pardon the pun, within the film. Shame earned an NC-17 rating thanks to its frank and explicit nudity from both actors, with Fassbender's story being particularly compelling.
Try not talking. Try just listening or thinking for change.
The sex act isn't glamorized here, but instead taken from the perspective of a person without control. Shame, as a result, utilizes nudity as a narrative construct and does so in a remarkably effective manner.
I'm sorry.
You're always sorry.
Number 7, Animated Animals, Fritz the Cat.
Hey, man.
The poster just sort of says it all. 1972's Fritz the Cat proudly proclaimed that it wasn't rated X for nothing, baby. This came down to Fritz the Cat being the first animated film to be saddled with this rating, and for very good reason.
I know of a place where we can be alone to join our souls in sacred truth.
Hey!
Sausage Party from 2016 wasn't the first bit of animation with explicit content to its name, since Fritz goes all the way within its satire of youth culture during the 1970s.
Do you hear anything, Ralph?
It sounds like a bunch of degenerates in there.
The combination of political commentary, social caricature, and explicit animal nudity was par for the course for director Ralph Bakshi, who made a career out of transgression. Fritz the Cat is definitely not for kids, but those interested in outsider cinema are highly encouraged to seek this one out. Number 6, Shannon Elizabeth, American Pie.
Jim, there's a A young lady here to see you.
Hey, Nadia.
Hi, James. Ready to study?
Oh, he's always ready to study. He's a real bookworm, this kid.
This coming-of-age sex comedy largely riffs upon tropes laid down by films such as Porky's decades prior. Several scenes had everyone talking in 1999, including Shannon Elizabeth's. When exchange student Nadia comes to Jim's house to study, he sets up a webcam so that he and her friends can spy on her undressing.
Did I miss anything?
No, you were just in time.
However, he accidentally shares the live stream with the entire school. Nadia soon strips down and becomes preoccupied. Let's be honest, this scene has not aged well. Jim is called out, but only because he gets, overly excited.
What happened? What did he do?
He blew it.
I guess I'll be going now.
Nadia is humiliated and forced to leave the country, but somehow she and Jim have become buds by the end. In a way, we guess this scene still has people talking.
Chickadee China, the Chinese chicken. You have a drumstick and your brain stops sticking. Watching X-Files with no lights on.
Number 5, Mark Wahlberg, Boogie Nights.
May I see it?
Really?
Please.
Did you know you're everything I prayed for? Did you know?
Thank you, Eddie.
Male and female nudity is commonplace on streaming services like Netflix, but this wasn't always the case. This is what makes Mark Wahlberg's scene at the climax, pun intended, of Boogie Nights so notable. Let's forget the other nude scenes from actors like Heather Graham or Julianne Moore for a moment. The reveal of Wahlberg's prosthetic manhood at the end of Boogie Nights was shocking for some viewers. Director Paul Thomas Anderson riffed upon real personalities of the adult industry for this film, and even cast a few as well. The Wahlberg reveal here is a tribute to troubled adult icon John Holmes, yet the execution is far from glamorous.
I'm Brock Landers, so I'm gonna be nice.
Number 4, PJ Souls, Halloween.
Okay. Later. Have a good time. We definitely will.
Nudity was nothing new within the world of 70s horror. That said, the nudity of PJ Souls in John Carpenter's Halloween served as something of a transitional piece. Souls' sex scene with her boyfriend is presented in a fairly natural way and doesn't demonize her character. Yet the sequence is an early example of sexually active female characters becoming murder victims in slasher films.
I'll be right back. Don't get dressed.
Those films would eschew the character development of Halloween or the earlier Black Christmas and codify the final girl tropes. More and more, only the virginal females would be allowed to live, while the sexually active PJ Soulses of the world would be condemned to horrible deaths.
And are you all right?
Number 3, Phoebe Cates, Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Hi, Brad. You know how cute I always thought you were.
Home video boomed during the 1980s, which made it a perfect time for VHS copies of Fast Times at Ridgemont High to fly off store shelves. This was thanks not only to Amy Heckerling's respectful treatment of teen characters in a high school setting, but also one particularly iconic nude scene. Phoebe Cates' sequence at the pool is perhaps one of the most rewound scenes from the home video era, although the entire thing is a bit of a bait and switch. On one hand, the front-loading of Kate's nudity is sure to evoke titillation within its audience. However, the back end takes the wind out of the scene's sails via Judge Reinhold's Brad and his massive, embarrassment.
Did anybody knock anymore?
Number 2, Diego Luna and Gael Garcia Bernal. Y tu mamá también. There's a very fluid sexuality at play in Y tu mamá también. This story of an adult woman on a road trip with 2 teenage boys indulges in every sort of coupling that equation can conjure up. This includes one between Diego Luna and Gael Garcia Bernal near the end of the film. Gay sex scenes were still tiptoeing into the mainstream back during the early millennium, as evidenced by the media attention paid to films like Brokeback Mountain. Luna and Bernal's scene remains notable for other reasons, however, including their young age and full-frontal nudity. Y Tu Mama Tambien is more than just a coming-of-age story, however, and sets up each sex scene sensibly within the film's narrative.
Quítate la toalla. ¿Qué? Que quites la toalla. ¿La toalla? Sí, la toalla.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Sharon Stone, Basic Instinct.
Would you tell us the nature of your relationship with Mr. Boz?
I had sex with him for about 1.5 years. I liked having sex with him. He wasn't afraid of experimenting.
It's one of the most famous bits of on-screen nudity from the 1990s, as well as another frequently rewound moment from the halcyon years of VHS. However, the interrogation scene from Basic Instinct also serves as an interesting time capsule with regard to consent, regret, and the business of filmmaking.
I don't make any rules, Nick. I go with the flow.
Sharon Stone's role in this film helped launch her into the A-list stratosphere, but the actress has come out in more recent years claiming that she didn't realise the scene would be so explicit. She also maintained that director Paul Verhoeven didn't show her the scene's final cut. Verhoeven, for his part, told Cinema Blend that there was no way he could have filmed the scene without Stone knowing his intentions.
It's nice.
Is there a time and place for exploitation-style nudity? Or should gratuitousness be thrown out the window? Let us know in the comments.